Hello and welcome back to ResNexus Academy 2022. I'm ResNexus Vice President Nathan Mayfield, and I'm very excited to have you with us today. And today I'm going to go ahead and talk about how we can look to the future with worry-free bookings. So let's go ahead and get started. A little bit about myself. I have over 21 years of marketing experience, 12 years of operational experience, and I've worked for companies large and small, from mom and pop design companies all the way up to a large billion-dollar company where I worked closely with the president. I've worked at ResNexus for over 8 years, and I love learning, serving, and helping our clients grow. In addition, I'm a member of Forbes Business Council, and I regularly write articles for them in regards to topics that impact the hospitality industry. When I'm not at work, I love vacationing with my family. This is my wife, Megan, daughter, Ava Lee, and my son, Mason. We went to Universal Florida early last year and had a great time. This is us in front of Hagrid's hut in Harry Potter World. I thought Universal did a great job of balancing health concerns versus fun. I wanted to start with the question that James and most of us keep asking ourselves. When is the pandemic over? It seems like there's always a new variant or update that makes it through the news and media. Do you guys remember just 2 months ago, we first started hearing about Omicron? For those of you who are young enough to remember, this is Unicron from the Transformers movie. He was this planet transformer that was going to eat the Earth. And every time someone brings up the Omicron variant, all I can think about is a giant Decepticon coming to attack us. For me, humor helps keep things calm and in perspective. But I recognize that COVID-19 was and is not a joke itself. It has caused chaos and uncertainty. Almost everyone I know, including myself, has had people we care about pass away due to COVID. And I've had some family members get really sick. As of November of last year in the US, since the start of the pandemic, we've had over 800,000 deaths, 5.3 million worldwide. Things like this affect all of us, and it leaves us wondering what the long-lasting effects will be. Last Academy, I talked about the marketing and travel trends that would result from the pandemic. Let's go over how I did. First, I predicted that in 2021, we would continue to see an explosion of domestic travel in the US, with campgrounds, vacation rentals seeing another record year. In addition, I said that unique stays like bed and breakfast would also recover quickly in most areas. The reason is because people during COVID decided to vacation at places that they felt were safer, which was accommodations that could provide a clean and isolated location, preferably next to nature or outdoor parks. In addition, most of our clients had a record year because of people wanting to make up for a lost trip in 2020, which many took in 2021. My own family is an example of this backlog trend. We were supposed to go to Florida for Thanksgiving 2020, but moved it to spring break instead. In fact, speaking more to the outdoor trends, KOA released their 2021 North American Camping Report. It found that the proportion of first-time campers exploded in 2020, more than 5 times the rate observed in 2019, with a total of 10.1 million first-time campers. The households that now identify as RVers grew by 1.7 million, and the number of households who camped at least once was 48.2 million. That was around an increase of around 6.2 million households. Why? That's the question, right? The top 6 reasons are due to the pandemic, ranging from safety to freedom. Why an increased love for the outdoors? Because you're cooped up inside. What is safe and can keep your social distance? Bring your own food? Camping does all of those things. What about how the vaccines impact travelers' decisions in regards to camping? It looks like over 54% said that they now would increase how often they would go. That makes sense and follows travelers' sentiment in general. 32% still will camp more regardless of vaccination status. And lastly, 28% say that they will open up other non-camping options. Other interesting stats that are for 2020 is that 57% of campers said that they would spend more nights camping during 2021. In fact, the number of households that camp for 15 nights or more increased by more than 1 million additional households from 2019 to 2020 for a total of 4,260,677 campers. Many of the campgrounds I have spoken to confirm that 2020 and 2021 were record-breaking years. I predicted the rise of glamping, but the meteoric rise of glamping still surprised me. A whopping 45% of first-time campers went glamping, which when I think about it makes sense. Glamping is a hybrid of camping and bed and breakfast, and like bed and breakfast, it targets a unique stay demographic and has a higher price point, which in the busy season is around $200 per night. I went to the Glamping USA conference and it had over 1,000 attendees. It definitely is a market here to stay. You will continue to see a trend of glamping, unique stays, and vacation rentals. According to a recent Verbo study, 71% of millennials would rather stay in non-traditional rental. Yurts, igloos, tents, travel boats, and tiny houses are all on the rise. If you have the space on your property, it might be time to add something fresh and unique. Most of the travel that did occur in 2021 was from leisure travelers. It came from the families wanting to reconnect, or like I mentioned before, backlog travel. In a recent Expedia research study, 72% say they still plan to travel in the next 12 months, and 34% of travelers have had larger budgets compared to 2020. The great news is that 3/4 of travelers are likely to select a destination they've never been before. I also stated last Academy that safety is top priority. That hasn't really changed, but it has moved to spot number 2. In the past couple of months, I've reflected that once again about how now I see the staff cleaning what was once hidden till 2 a.m. now is done in broad daylight. I think there are multiple reasons for that, but staffing shortages are definitely one of them. With continued COVID relief bills, it is hard to find labor and retain it. As of September 2021, 1 in 6 job openings, or 1.6 million jobs, were in the leisure and hospitality industry. Hotels were already including contactless check-in options, but last year we really saw this trend grow. I went to High Tech, the largest hotel conference in the United States, and I saw that although hotels still have front desk staff, they are seeing the trend to go contactless. At the end of the day, it is about allowing the guests to choose how to interact with you. Most hospitality businesses are using text messaging to go contactless and to alleviate the staffing shortage. For example, I recently stayed at the Omni Hotel in Dallas and was welcomed by a text message. I was also instructed to please ask for a room cleaning via text message because of staffing issues. Text messaging allows you to keep the high level of service and at the same time keep staff costs lower. I like these examples here. For example, for check-in, your stay at Teton Resort is today. If you'd like, you can check in via text so that you can go straight to your cabin. Reply yes if you want this option. And of course they do, yes. Thank you, Robin. Do you authorize us to charge your card on file for your remaining balance? Please reply yes if so, and they do. And lastly, thank you, Robin, for staying at Teton Resort. Your checkout time is at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We'd love to send you on your way with a gourmet coffee. Check out your options here. I know of lots of properties that use text messaging to alleviate the time answering the phone by allowing guests to text them from their website. Either way, it's a great solution for helping these post-COVID times of trying to retain and keep labor. How much was business travel worth in 2019? Around $1.4 trillion. Unfortunately, during 2020, it dropped to $661 billion, a decline of over 53%. Business travel recovered to around $754 billion in 2021, but is still not projected to come back to pre-pandemic levels till 2024. The bottom line is that hotels who depend on business travel will continue to struggle to recover at this time. I think we will see international travel open up sometime in 2022. And when we do, it will be a flood of leisure travel that will most likely boost rates higher as you see shortages in supply of places to stay. And lastly, when more restrictive states cause government mandates, you will continue to see a trend of people working remotely in freer states. When New York recently shut down and required vaccine mandates, I saw vacation rentals in Florida start to get full with longer stays, mine included. Probably the biggest change is how COVID affected cancellation and guest expectations. Recent research shows that cancellation rates have increased dramatically over the past 2 years. In the years leading up to the pandemic, we saw rates between 11 and 13% on average. But of course, in 2020, we saw that rate more than double to nearly 36% of the reservations being canceled or rescheduled. And during 2021, that rate was still far higher than it's been in the past, sitting around 32%. Late last year, Expedia created a travel index value to better understand the impact of the pandemic on traveler behavior and help their travel partners adapt to the ever-evolving traveler preferences. The Traveler Value Index asked respondents to rank the following values across multiple travel experiences. The ability to get a refund, the low pricing, contactless experience, environmental friendly policies, enhanced cleaning, flexible policies, change your booking, and first class benefits and upgrades. These results were very surprising. Price, which was before always near the top and the number one value, fell behind full refunds and enhanced cleaning. So how did these traveler values rank, and what does it mean? It means that the primary focus for today's travelers is flexibility and safety, with the ability to get a full refund being number one, and flexible policies to change bookings being number 4, which is interesting because they're both about flexibility. And if we pair those values with the top 2 safety items, we say that 2/3 or 66% of guests are seeking flexibility and safety. Across travel segments, hotels, vacation rentals, air, and car rentals, 1 in 4 travelers now value full refunds above all other considerations. The shift in value from price to flexibility is consistent across the surveyed markets, reflecting the global scope of the pandemic and the universal need to restore stability during a time of vast uncertainty. That's why many OTAs now allow you to search by properties that offer flexible cancellation. Airbnb even has a flexibility filter. A last-minute illness has always been a major concern when traveling, and even more so in a post-COVID-19 world. In fact, a refund company called Alliance Partners USA stated that the top reasons their customers were filing medical claim refunds for their travel plans fall into the following reasons: COVID-19 infection, fractures and sprains, heart attacks, strokes, and stomach flu. Other popular reasons include a serious illness of a child or travel companion. And the bottom line is, post-COVID-19, 7 out of 10 travelers not only expect to be able to have flexible cancellations, they prioritize it. What's more interesting is that 30% are willing to pay for it. That means this trend is here to stay for a long while. So seeing some of these trends early on in 2021, we at ResNexus asked ourselves, what if another pandemic happens? What if COVID continues to last? How can we help protect the hospitality properties that we serve? After all, there are a lot of travel protection services that protect the guest, but what about protecting the individual bed and breakfast, hotel, or campground from lost revenue as a result of a last-minute cancellation due to illness or health condition? And sure, your business can just not offer flexible cancellation, but then you risk losing out to competitors who do, including the OTAs like I previously mentioned. So looking forward, ResNexus' simple solution is called Worry-Free Bookings. Worry-Free Bookings protects both your business and your guests. Worry-Free Bookings is a limited warranty protection service that allows your guest, for a small 10% fee, to enhance the policies or terms and conditions of an individual booking provided by your property. To be clear, this 10% fee is paid by the guest. So then, if the worst should happen, such as an unexpected illness, injury, or other health condition, 14 days prior to their arrival date, through up to 30 days after their departure date, your guest can rest easy knowing that they will receive a full reimbursement minus the worry-free booking fee. What makes worry-free bookings so unique is that we make both parties whole. The guest gets a refund directly to their credit card, while your property gets a check for the booking amount that was lost. This lessens the financial risk of a potential health disaster to both the guest and your property. Another reason why worry-free bookings is so unique is that it also includes immediate family members, whether they're in the travel party or not. Most warranty solutions don't. They only provide a reimbursement for the individuals on the reservation. How many of you have had a guest cancel because their kid got sick last minute and couldn't come? I had this happen to myself. My daughter, we had planned a trip to Hawaii for over 2 years. And just before we went, my daughter got sick. And luckily she recovered within a day, but we lost a whole day of vacation. In this case, Worry-Free Bookings would have reimbursed me. And if you have a similar scenario, then Worry-Free Bookings would have reimbursed your guest and you. So if it happens while on site and the guest has to leave, then Worry-Free Bookings refunds the amount of the reservation that they did not use. Worry-Free Booking also includes injuries, whether it occurs on site or 14 days before the booking. That makes it so they would have had to leave. I know of campgrounds that have some pretty awesome ATV or side-by-side trails nearby or even on site. And teenagers are never reckless. So again, Worry-Free Bookings will prorate the amount of the reservation that they weren't able to complete. What about a change in a pre-existing medical condition? Yes, Worry-Free Bookings refunds you and your guest. This includes pregnancy, although it has to be a complication, not that the guest decided to go on vacation 3 days before their delivery date. It also includes cancer that was in remission but came back. One situation that we sometimes see is if a person has severe anxiety. We reimbursed a couple recently whose spouse got on site, had a panic attack, and they had to leave. That property and their guests got a full refund. I don't even like talking about this one because it's the worst. But again, something unique for your business and guests is that Worry-Free Bookings includes immediate family members, including grandparents. My mother-in-law lives in my basement, and she's getting older and slowing down. If something happened to her while we were on vacation, it would be heartbreaking. Funerals are expensive, and it would be nice to be able to redirect some of my canceled travel plans to help fund those costs. And of course, if I died while on vacation, my Worry-Free Booking would refund my family, and your property wouldn't lose any revenue. Keep in mind that Worry-Free Bookings is not an insurance policy. Insurance policies are often required by law and have extensive regulations and other requirements. Worry-Free Bookings is an optional warranty protection service. Worry-Free Bookings is similar to the optional limited warranties customers can purchase when buying a television or smartphone, except for instead of an electronic device, it protects the guest travel plans from an unexpected illness or health condition. If you purchase that warranty protection, you have some added benefits if you need them. But if you didn't purchase the warranty protection plan and you drop your phone, you're out of luck. And similar to your other protection plans, some proof is required to receive reimbursement. With Worry-Free Bookings, we have simplified it down to a doctor's note, positive COVID-19 test, or a death certificate. The proof can be for the individual traveler or for a member of their immediate family. It's really an easy and low bar for a refund. In fact, the refund rate for 2021 was 96%. The 4% were those unwilling to provide a doctor's note or positive COVID-19 test. Bottom line, Worry-Free Bookings helps turn a guest's unexpected health disaster into a more delightful experience. You can't help prevent the worst things from happening, but Worry-Free Bookings can help make the recovery much easier. Now, let's look at the guest experience in purchasing a Worry-Free Booking online. So say the guest wanted to stay at your property over Thanksgiving. They simply add the reservation. Then as you can see, the Worry-Free Booking option is checked and added to the reservation. The Worry-Free Booking fee is 10% of the booking total and is added as a retail item. Just a note, to be eligible for a Worry-Free Booking, the arrival dates have to be more than 2 days in the future. And as you can see, we have very clear verbiage as to what situations Worry-Free Bookings will provide a refund for. At any point, the guest can uncheck the box and opt out of the Worry-Free Booking option. So if the guest adds some retail items, the cost of those items will be refunded as well. But notice that they will increase the Worry-Free Booking fee. If your guest puts in a gift certificate, the total cost of the reservation will remain the same, but the Worry-Free Booking fee will not decrease. So we'll just enter the normal guest information, name, phone number, etc. So then when the guest is brought to your policies page, in addition to your normal policies, the guests see this Worry-Free Booking section, which includes a link to the enhanced terms and conditions and other important details. They can click in 2 places. Just like I mentioned already, it provides very clear details and instructions. Again, at any point, that the guest changes their mind, they can uncheck the box or click the Remove X button that you see there. Then we'll just finish the reservation and the guest will see their confirmation page and receive their confirmation email with the worry-free booking section that makes it easy to apply for their refund if they need it. Now I'll show you how you or your staff can take a worry-free booking over the phone. So let's say that you have a guest call in. Just like normal, you would make the reservation. You take their name and other important information. In this case, they're a repeat guest. Then you simply click Add the Worry-Free Booking button. Now, the nice thing is that we have provided the exact verbiage you or your staff should read to the guest. It informs the guest about the worry-free booking fee, which in this case is only $2.66. Must be a campground. You want to let them know a doctor's note is required and that you're going to take 100% deposit as well. You can also click on the link for the terms and conditions to answer any additional questions the guest may have. Once I click Save, you or your guest are automatically brought to the payment screen. Again, because it is a worry-free booking, you must take 100% payment up front. Then the guest gets their confirmation email with the worry-free booking information at the bottom. Next, I'll show you how the guest applies for a refund during the eligible reimbursement time period. In addition, we will show you how the innkeeper or campground owner are notified or in control during the entire process. Because at the end of the day, it is about your reputation, and ResNexus strives to protect your reputation by simplifying the entire refund process. So if the guest would like to apply for a refund, they simply go to their confirmation email and scroll down to the bottom to see the worry-free booking reference number and click the Apply for a Refund button. That brings the guest back to your property's online booking engine, and notice that the reference number is already passed through, so your guest only needs to input their last name and phone number and then click on the Apply for Reimbursement button. Now, a cool feature of worry-free bookings is that you can set it to allow the guest to reschedule their booking for a future date rather than canceling and applying for a reimbursement. As you can see here, it says that we would love to have you stay instead of canceling your reservation, and they would simply click the blue Reschedule My Reservation button. I'll go over that feature a little bit later. In addition, you can have this Reschedule My Reservation feature hidden. For now, let's keep it simple and assume that the guest wants to cancel the reservation and apply for a refund. Notice just before the guest's personal information is the total reservation amount, which is $147.62, and the total reimbursement amount minus the 10% worry-free booking fee is $134.20. This makes it very clear to the guest the amount of booking that is refunded to them, and the guest receives that refund directly back to their credit card. To finish applying for the refund, the guest needs to select the reason from the drop-down menu. Again, worry-free bookings covers the following illnesses or health conditions. Then the guest will need to provide additional information in the description, such as, I broke my leg just before arrival. Then they select the date of the incident and then drag and drop the documentation or proof. Again, that would need to be a doctor's note, positive COVID-19 test, or death certificate. Once they click Submit, you can see at the top that they've received confirmation that a reimbursement request has been submitted, and that will take 1 to 2 business days to process the request. In addition, the guest also receives a confirmation email from Worry-Free Bookings that lets the guest know that the reimbursement request has been received. Plus, we provided the reference number and reservation number just in case they need it if they have to call us directly. Then after the review period, usually no longer than 2 business days, the guest can go back to their email inbox and find the status of their reimbursement. In the vast majority of cases, as long as the guest provides the proper documentation, they get an email that looks like this and states they got their full reimbursement, minus the worry-free booking fee, and that the refund will show up on the original credit card they used to make the booking. Another benefit to your business is that your business isn't left in the dark during the reimbursement process. For example, if I look at this property's grid, you can see that each worry-free booking is easily identifiable in the hover state. In addition, if I click on the reservation, it clearly states that it's a worry-free booking at the top, and then any reservation notes can be found easily just below. And if I want to know more, we also can look at the worry-free booking report to see all the details about every worry-free booking that has occurred. The worry-free booking report shows the protected amount for the date range, which is the actual amount that's currently eligible for reimbursement by worry-free bookings. Then you have the approved, double-dipped, pending, and denied amounts. Approved is how much money you and your guest have received from worry-free bookings. Double dip is the amount you rebook the room or unit for when worry-free bookings automatically cancel the reservation after approving the refund. Hence, you got paid twice. So in this example, we showed that a gentleman had to cancel because of a broken leg and their current status is pending because they just submitted their claim, and you can see there at the top. Next, we'll look at a couple of different worry-free bookings that clearly show the refunds were approved. And approved means that ResNexus automatically refunded the guest credit card 100% of their booking value minus the worry-free booking fee. Again, the refund is handled automatically by ResNexus on your behalf. At the same time, ResNexus automatically canceled the reservation so that your property could rebook it if possible. Just to hit this home a little further, if we looked in the protected amount column at this $99 example, for those that are approved, that's also the amount your business will receive as a check from worry-free bookings. We send those checks out as soon as the refund is approved. And then finally, if the refund is denied, your property has additional information right there on the report that you can hover over to see why it was denied, which in this case, the guest did not provide a doctor's note. Again, worry-free bookings is really simple, and the only reason you would see a denial is if the guest won't or didn't supply a doctor's note, positive COVID-19 test, or death certificate. The current approval rate of ResNexus worry-free bookings is 96%. Now, if the guest does fail to provide proper documentation and the refund gets denied by ResNexus, you as a property owner can still choose to refund or cancel that reservation by clicking the cancel button. And as you can see here, there's more detailed information, and ResNexus does recommend that if you do choose to refund the guest, that you don't refund the 10% worry-free booking fee. For example, this reservation states that canceling this reservation will cost your property $2.66 for the worry-free booking fee. This is because ResNexus will still collect the 10% worry-free booking fee the guest paid at the time of the booking. So again, we recommend that you only refund the $26.60 instead of the reservation total. This is a sample booking from a campground, but in general, the worry-free booking fee is just 10% of the total booking value, which could be greater if it includes packages or retail items and things like that. The reason why we have these clear warnings in place is to help prevent you or your staff from mistakenly refunding the guest when the reservation reimbursement is currently pending, or refunding them again after it's already been approved. Or like you see here, refunding them too much when ResNexus has already denied it. Because this denied reservation is still within 14 days of the arrival date, that worry-free booking fee still applies. So to cancel, you or your staff would put in why you're choosing to cancel the reservation, and then enter in your initials, and then click on cancel. And then it'll bring you that payment page, so we see that this reservation was canceled on October 12th, 2021 at 3:47 p.m. by Circusia. I know, I butchered that name. And again, your ResNexus will collect $2.66 for the original worry-free booking fee paid by the guest. So again, we don't recommend you refund the 10% worry-free booking fee. What will happen in this situation is that ResNexus will collect that $2.66 at the end of your monthly billing cycle, and your property will not receive a reimbursement check. So in other words, it turns into a normal cancellation as long as you don't refund the 10% worry-free booking fee. So again, you can choose to refund the full amount, or you can choose 100% of the booking value minus the worry-free booking fee as a partial amount refund, or 50%, whatever you want. And you can see here that the balance is zero, so everything balances out. Let's take a look again to see what it looks like if the guest decides to reschedule their booking instead of getting a reimbursement. So we'll skip to the part where the guest has already clicked on the worry-free bookings link in the email confirmation and enter the information on the booking engine. And then instead of choosing to request a reimbursement, we'll choose to reschedule my reservation by clicking on this blue button right here. From here, you can see that the guest can select a date range, and because in this example there's no difference in the cost of the booking, the guest can simply click reschedule. If there was a difference in price, the booking engine would provide a new total and prompt the guest to pay the remaining amount. Once the guest clicks the button, they are brought to a confirmation page, and they will also receive an updated confirmation email. So again, if the guest goes back to their email box, they should receive the worry-free bookings rescheduled email, as well as a new booking confirmation email. In the rescheduled email, please note that we have the old reservation details and the new reservation details. And then of course, in my new confirmation email down at the bottom, we have the same worry-free booking information. So simple, so easy. more than 14 days before the arrival date, the guest will be prompted to reschedule or contact the property to cancel their reservation. But let's see how that looks in real time. So in this scenario, we'll start at the guest confirmation email and click on this blue apply for a refund button. And again, notice that the worry-free booking reference number is automatically carried over, so the guest simply needs to put in their last name and phone number. Notice that even if I don't put in the full 10-digit phone number, it will still pull up their reservation details. Now, because this reservation is more than 14 days prior to the arrival date, in this case 16 days, because of this, the guest is prompted to contact the property directly if they need to reschedule or cancel. So this worry-free booking doesn't qualify for reimbursement from ResNexus because it's outside the 14 days before arrival and 30 days after the departure date reimbursement window. And because of that, you or your staff can reschedule or cancel the reservation following your normal policies, and the worry-free booking fee will not be charged. Simply put, you handle it as any other standard cancellation. And lastly, let's look if the guest requests a refund more than 30 days after the departure date. Once again, the guest clicks on the worry-free booking link found in their confirmation email and puts in their information. And as we can see, because it's greater than 30 days after the departure date, the limited warranty protection for the booking has already expired and no longer eligible to be refunded by ResNexus worry-free bookings. So just to be very clear on the automated reimbursement process, if the guest cannot attend the booking due to a last-minute health condition, they click on the worry-free booking apply for refund button found on their confirmation email. Then within 1-2 business days, the request is reviewed. Then if approved, the guest credit card is automatically refunded by ResNexus minus the worry-free booking fee. Again, we refund automatically to the guest on your property's behalf. In addition, like I mentioned before, ResNexus automatically cancels the reservation. And ResNexus worry-free bookings immediately mails you a check. It usually arrives within 3 to 5 business days. If the refund claim is denied, then we ask the guest to again send the doctor's note, positive COVID-19 test, or death certificate. If they don't, we won't provide a reimbursement. If they do, then we refund their credit card and send your business a check. So again, here are the emails the guest sees with regards to worry-free bookings. The first one is the confirmation email that lets them know how to apply for a refund after they made a reservation. Then there's the rescheduled one that I've gone over, that if you allow them to reschedule the worry-free booking, it will show them the rescheduledness of the different amounts. The next is the request received when they're applying for a reimbursement or refund that lets them know that we received their request. And then there's of course the approved refund email and the denied refund email that explains why if we do deny it, and lets them know that they can call us at Worry-Free Bookings if they need to discuss it further. And here are the emails that you or your staff would receive. So for you receive an email when the guest reschedules. You receive an email notification when the refund is approved. You receive an email notification when it's denied. And you receive an email notification when it's automatically canceled when it's approved, or if your staff cancels it. Now that we've learned how Worry-Free Bookings works, let's talk about some other benefits. One benefit is opportunity cost recovery. By that I mean, in the event that a guest does get sick and had to cancel, what revenue would you have had for that reservation? Usually none, because we normally feel bad if someone suffers misfortune at the last minute, right? That's how Worry-Free Bookings prevents revenue loss due to the lost opportunity that occurs from a last-minute cancellation due to illness. In addition, it helps prevent those awkward moments when you have to enforce stricter cancellation policies and risk a guest leaving a bad review as a result. One of the best things we're now offering is the ResNexus Double Dip. Once a guest refund is approved, the room or unit is automatically canceled on your behalf, and like I mentioned before, your property is sent a notification email. This means not only will you receive a reimbursement check from ResNexus, but you will also be able to rebook that room for those canceled dates, essentially being paid twice for the same room and the same dates. These double dips show up on the Worry-Free Booking report too. Just to be clear, because it usually takes 1 to 2 business days to review the refund request, the soonest you can rebook the room or unit is usually 12 days before the guest's arrival's date. But again, as you can see on on the worry-free bookings report, in this case, this double dip was an additional $444. Another benefit is whether the guest uses worry-free bookings or not, it helps you enforce your current policies. When your guest calls asking for a refund, you can always politely ask them if they selected the worry-free booking option. I know of some of our clients that say if the guest says no, then they respond with something like, "I'm really sorry to hear that you're sick, but because you didn't make it a worry-free booking, we'll only refund 50% of your reservation," or whatever their normal policy states. Next, we'll go over some frequently asked questions about worry-free bookings. What type of properties can use worry-free bookings? Hotels, bed and breakfasts, vacation rentals, campgrounds, RVs, cabins, and more can use worry-free bookings. There's really no accommodation property type that is excluded. Can foreign travelers use worry-free bookings? Yes. Any guest that pays the 100% deposit at the time of the booking is eligible. What if my guests have to leave a day early or wants to extend their stay? A guest can choose to extend their stay and pay the additional 10% on the additional cost of the extension. Likewise, if the guest is forced to leave early due to an unexpected illness or health condition, they'll be reimbursed the appropriate proportion of their stay that they did not complete, if they are eligible under the worry-free bookings terms and conditions. When is the property billed for worry-free bookings? When your guest arrives. All of the worry-free booking fees for that month are invoiced monthly. This means that the fee paid for by the guest is collected on their arrival date and is not charged until your next billing cycle. ResNexus uses this fee paid for by the guest to pay the reimbursements to both your property and the guest. The worry-free booking fee is not refundable. All worry-free booking fees are collected through ACH payment from the property. ResNexus uses ACH payment to help protect your business credit card limit if you experience a large volume of extra bookings. And the reimbursement checks are sent immediately after we receive a refund request from the guest. Once approved, we send a check immediately, and those checks are usually received within 3 to 5 business days. Can I add worry-free bookings to an existing reservation? No. To make an existing reservation a worry-free booking, you would need to cancel the existing reservation and book it again with the guest's permission. Just keep in mind that the new booking must be more than 1 day in advance of the guest's arrival date. Can my property offer worry-free bookings to OTA reservations? No, this feature is a benefit offered to guests that book directly with your online booking engine over the phone. Studies have shown that guests that book direct are far less likely to cancel. Worry-free bookings allows you to compete with the flexible cancellation programs offered by the OTAs. If a guest cancels more than 14 days before their scheduled arrival date, should the guest get the 10% worry-free booking fee refunded to them? That's really up to you, since the reservation is not yet in the worry-free booking reimbursement window in which ResNexus would pay for the refund. And thus ResNexus will not collect the fee from the guest should you choose to refund everything. On the other hand, you could refund the guest the reservation total minus the worry-free booking fee, and this is an additional benefit that lets your business earn extra revenue. So again, the choice is yours. How is my guest's information protected by worry-free bookings? Your guest's personal information is only provided to worry-free bookings in the event that the guest requests a reimbursement. All information is kept secure and confidential and can only be accessed by an authorized worry-free bookings representative. In addition, the doctor's note, positive COVID-19 test, or death certificate are no longer accessible once a decision has been made, whether it's approved or denied, and property owners are not granted access to see medical documentation. Where can I find more information about the worry-free bookings terms and conditions? If you go to worryfreebookings.com and scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can find the worry-free bookings terms and conditions. Another benefit of worryfreebookings.com is that you can use it to easily inform and market the benefit of worry-free bookings on your own website. If you choose to do so, I recommend putting a simple section like this. The great thing about this is that if the terms and conditions are modified in the future, your property is always up to date. In addition, the Worry-Free Booking website has great videos, clear descriptions on what is covered, as well as a contact form to reach out to us directly about the status of their claim. This is all done to save your business time and hassle. Last, I wanted to go through how to set up worry-free bookings. ResNexus makes it very simple and easy to do yourself. You simply go to Settings, search for Worry-Free Bookings, then you can click Enroll and follow the following steps. If you haven't already, your business will need to upgrade to the latest version of the ResNexus online booking engine, which we call Gen 6. Most have already been upgraded, but if you need help, you just call us. Next, if your business already accepts credit card payments through ResNexus, you can use your existing processor. If not, the settings page will walk you through the process to enable credit card processing and to enable automatically collecting deposits. Both are required because a worry-free booking collects 100% deposit at the time of booking, regardless of your other deposit settings. This only affects worry-free booking reservations. So if you have other deposit settings, these are independent from worry-free bookings, just to be clear. In addition, you do have to have the policies tag in your confirmation email, like we see here. So if you go into your settings and go down to custom emails where you can search for emails, then go to your confirmation email. If you're using the email builder on your right-hand side, you have a variety of email tags. You want to select this policies tag in your email. If you don't have one already in there, you can simply drag the tag into a text field. Most of the time the policies tag is already added for you by ResNexus, so this is rare for our clients to see this step. Other than design preference, it doesn't really matter where the policies tag is put, it just matters that it's in there. Of course, our support team can help you out if you need us to help make it look good and professional. Because worry-free bookings are very successful at increasing booking rates, ResNexus also requires you to set up ACH payment to save your business money and help protect your credit card limit. In addition, by using ACH to pay ResNexus, it helps keep everyone's costs as low as possible. Lastly, simply check the box next to Enable Worry-Free Bookings under the Options tab and select your worry-free booking settings. We highly recommend using the auto-selected option. This option requires the guest to deselect or opt out of worry-free bookings. It provides the protection of worry-free bookings balanced with the guest having the freedom to decline the offer. For maximum protection against last-minute cancellations for both you and your guest, your business can select the required option. This option doesn't allow the guest to remove the worry-free booking, instead makes every online booking a worry-free booking. Lastly is the optional setting. This option has the lowest adoption rate and requires the guest to click on the worry-free booking option. Once you have selected the option right for your property, click the Save button. Now when it comes to these three different options, the most popular by far is the auto-selected option. That's what I've been showing you in the sample so far. But for maximum revenue protection, the required option is the way to go. But if you're hesitant or not sure, then I recommend starting with the optional setting. That just means the guest will have to click that checkbox in order to add worry-free bookings in their cart. The great thing is that no matter which option you select, you can always come back and adjust it later. You're always in control to make changes or to stop using it altogether. To discontinue using worry-free bookings, simply uncheck this box under Settings, Worry-Free Bookings tabs, and the Options tabs. So if you uncheck this, worry-free bookings will no longer be available on your booking engine, and you'll no longer be able to take a worry-free booking over the phone. Again, likewise, you can change your option setting as well. Of course, if you do make any changes, make sure you click Save. So in summary, worry-free bookings gives your guests added flexibility. They are willing to pay to have peace of mind to make changes to the reservation if an unexpected illness should happen last minute to them or their immediate family member. Not only does your guest get a refund, but ResNexus protects your property as well and reimburses you if your guest cancels unexpectedly. The refund process is handled on your behalf automatically and your property is notified throughout. In addition, you still have the ability to refund the guest even if a refund is denied due to lack of a doctor's note, positive COVID-19 test, or death certificate. Your property can make additional money by rebooking the refunded worry-free booking reservation. Basically, your property gets paid twice. In addition, like I mentioned before, you also get additional revenue if it is outside of the worry-free booking window and you decide to keep the worry-free booking fee for yourself and for your property. Guests now expect flexible cancellations as a standard practice, and worry-free bookings help you keep up with guest expectations as they continue to demand flexible cancellations. Worry-free bookings helps you compete with your competitors and OTAs by encouraging your guests to book direct. Thanks again for your time during this presentation. I appreciate having you here with me, and I hope you learned a lot about how worry-free bookings can help protect your business
from an unforeseen illness and help you to look forward to the future when hopefully this is all behind us. If you have any questions, please reach out to your ResNexus representative. Thanks again, and have a great day.